Not long ago, we had a great railway show. Engines from all around the world came to the mainland to compete. I made some really good friends. But afterwards, they all had to go home. And right now, they're all travelling back. I wonder where they are now.
Great race friends near and far. It was a hot, sunny day when Carlos and Raul arrived in Mexico. Carlos was nearly home, but Raul still had a long way to go to get to Brazil. But then, Raul saw something that made him feel at home.
Ah, football fans, said Raul. There is nothing more Brazilian than football fans. We like football in Mexico too, said Carlos. Maybe, but not as much as in Brazil.
Carlos thought Raul was wrong, but before he could say anything, he was interrupted by a fan.
Hey, can you take us to the football match? Yeah, it's a long way to go and we missed our train.
The two engines agreed to take the fans, but then Carlos had an idea.
I bet I can get my fans to the stadium before you. Pah! No one beats a Brazilian engine to a football match.
Carlos and Raul raced towards the stadium station. Raul was taking all the Brazilian fans and Carlos was taking all of the Mexican fans. Every time one of them was in the lead, the other managed to race past him. The fans sang songs as Carlos and Raul went faster and faster. And when they got to the stadium, it was a draw.
But you've taken us to the wrong stadium,
said one of the fans angrily.
This is where they play baseball.
Uh-oh, said Carlos and Raul.
We were in such a rush, we forgot to check where we were going.
But the match was about to start. Carlos and Raul raced to the football stadium, and this time they puffed faster than they had ever puffed before. It didn't matter who got there first. They just wanted to get their passengers to the football match on time.
Hooray! Cheered the fans. You got us to the match on time.
Carlos and Raul waited to take the fans home again.
Maybe you do like football in Mexico nearly as much as we do in Brazil. I think Mexicans and Brazilians like football just as much as each other.
I hope all my friends are having a fun journey. And I hope I see them again one day. Not long ago, we had a great railway show. Engines from all around the world came to the mainland to compete. I made some really good friends. But afterwards, they all had to go home. And right now, they're all travelling back. I wonder where they are now.
Great race friends near and far. It had been a long voyage. At last, Vinnie was back in America. Vinnie still had a long way to go before he was home. But as he was setting off from the docks, the dockmaster came to see him.
We've got some trucks here that you need to take with you to the big city. No problem. You line them up and I'll pull them.
So the dockyard engine shunted the trucks into a line ready for Vinnie.
Is that all there is? I'm one of the strongest engines in the world. I could pull that much in my sleep. I could pull that much with a broken wheel. I could pull that much.
We get the message,
said one of the little engines. The little engines at the docks didn't like Vinnie's boasting, so they decided to teach him a lesson.
Don't go yet, Vinnie. Seeing as you can take so many trucks, here's a few more you can take.
So the little engine shunted lots and lots of trucks into a long line. There were trucks full of rocks and trucks full of timber. There were trucks full of fruit and vegetables. There was even a truck full of cows.
There you go, Vinnie. Take that to the big city. Yeah, no problem.
So Vinnie backed up to the long line of trucks and started to pull. Vinnie puffed as hard as he could. He growled as he pulled. Pull! 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 Laughed the little engines. Vinnie puffed harder and harder, but he couldn't move the long line of trucks. Maybe I should leave some of these trucks for you guys. I wouldn't want to be the only engine that was really useful. Okay, Vinnie. Whatever you say. So the little engine shunted some of the trucks away. There you go, Vinnie. That's great. I'm glad I could do you all a favor. The little engines chuckled. They knew that Vinnie felt a bit silly for showing off.
I hope all my friends are having a fun journey. And I hope I see them again one day. Not long ago, we had a great railway show. Engines from all around the world came to the mainland to compete. I made some really good friends. But afterwards, they all had to go home. And right now, they're all traveling back. I wonder where they are now.
Great race friends near and far. The Great Railway Show had only just finished. Lots of trains were heading to the docks to get the boat home. Vinnie and Gina were the first ones to arrive.
Beat you! Laughed Vinnie. You know, I'm probably the strongest steam engine in the world.
Gina had had enough. She decided that she was going to teach Vinnie a lesson. And when she saw Shane arrive, a plan started to form.
You say you're as strong, but I bet you're not even as strong as me. Ha! A little engine like you couldn't even pull my coal tender. Ha! Then let us have a tug of war. You're on.
But Gina was going to play a trick on Vinnie. She went to see Shane.
Vinnie doesn't think you are very strong. And he's challenged you to a tug of war. Bonza!
So Shane was coupled up to Vinnie. But Vinnie thought it was Gina that he was going to be tugging against.
Are you ready?
Gina called.
I'm ready! Be careful you don't break an axle! Go!
Shane and Vinnie puffed and chuffed as hard as they could.
She's stronger than she looks.
They were both very strong, but their coupling wasn't strong enough for this tug of war.
Wah!
Yelled Vinnie as he shot forward. Vinnie went straight into the watermelon container.
Oh, no!
Gina and Shane couldn't help laughing.
Sorry, Vinnie,
Said Gina, but you were showing off.
that's okay, tiny trucks. You may not be stronger than me, but you're a lot smarter.
I hope all my friends are having a fun journey. And I hope I see them again one day.